Alright, this is my setup for doing my trim saw. You can see on there, I got a trim saw blade on there. It's not a tile saw like this one. This tile saw is just a little too thick. It's good for big rock, but the trim saw is going to get you a lot better cut. So this is my setup that I built. It's just got a motor on it and a belt, so that way you're not running water near the motor. But it's just an old saw that I converted into a trim saw setup station. My old other one is just a tile saw right there. Sorry about the mess, but I just bolted this down into a Rubbermaid tub and have a drain at the bottom that goes into a bucket down at the bottom, and the fill is just like a water pump that runs off this tube and then pours over the rock while you're cutting. I have not had an issue with this so far. It works great. I can adjust where I put the water so that when I'm working I can move the water, and then I have plexiglass that's just held down by the weight, and what that does is stops the water from spraying onto the motor. You can see the line of all the rocks that I've cut so far. What I got here, I'm going to show you this, and I keep bragging about this rock, this agate that I got that's the size of my hand. This is my largest agate, or so I think it's an agate. As you can see, it has a lot of the characteristics. I found this up on the Ontonagon River. This is the biggest agate I've ever found. I'm going to get it wet just so you can see. It is glossy, but you can kind of see. I don't have lighting down here, it's real good, but you can kind of see. If you look at this with the microscope, it has all the characteristics of agate. It has all the lines, everything. Here you can see this corner here too. I kind of don't want to cut this, but I'm too curious as to how it looks inside. It's, like I said, when I run a magnifier on this, you can see all the lines. It is agate. I know it's agate, but I just want to see how beautiful it is inside. This is the biggest agate I've ever found, and you can see it's the size of my hand. I did weigh it, and I can't remember what it was, but it was wasn't that huge. I think it was 2 pounds, but it is a nice size agate. I'm seriously not knowing where to cut this. I can't cut it the long way. I want to cut it the long way, but I only have that. I think it's a 7-inch blade, and I don't want to try and cut that way. So I think we're just going to have to cut it the width way, which is not the right way to do that, but I want to do something so I can see these lines in here. I want to see how gorgeous this is inside. It just looks like it's going to be beautiful in there, and like I said, I want to make sure I have you here. Let me see if I can zoom in on it so you can see what I'm talking about. Just so you can see what I'm talking about with the lines. And it has, like I said, all the characteristics. Trying to get you getting not blurry. Again, the lighting down here is not the greatest for doing this, but you can see it does have lines in it. Especially in a lot of areas like this. I wish this camera was a little bit better. I'm going to try to get my finger up here so you can see where I'm pointing here. A lot of lineage, a lot of beautiful lineage in there. But like I said, everywhere I set this, it just has every characteristic of agate. And you can see lineage there. It is pretty big. So that's my biggest agate. I want to cut that and see what it looks like inside. Now what I have behind here, my safety glasses because you need those, are some maybe agates. They have characteristics of, but I don't like the sparkly in here, but that could be quartz in there. But they do have some lines in there, and and they have some characteristics that look agate-y, the pitting and everything. This big one feels really light, but you can see it looks like it's got lines in there and definitely pitted. So I'm going to cut this one anyway, but I'm not expecting anything out of this one. These last two that I have to cut, these are all some of the biggest agates that I've found that I could not confirm were agates. So I don't think these are agates, but I'm going to cut them anyway just to see what they look like inside, and hopefully there is something that shows that these are agate. I mean, if you look at it dry, you can see it is glossy. It does have a soapy texture to it. It has all the pitting. Once you get it wet, you'll see it looks like limonite staining on the outer. This one here, I'm pretty sure is agate, but I can find some lineage like here, but I'm hoping that when I cut it open, it'll definitely show some lines. If not, not really worried about it, but you can see what looks like limonite staining on there. Again, I'm down in my basement, so it's winter time here in Wisconsin. The snow's on the ground, the rock hunting is done. I could probably go up to Michigan, but they get like 4 or 5 feet of snow up there this time of year, so I'm not going to do that. Drive through that just to try to get to the beach, because a lot of that water takes a little bit to freeze, so it's probably open in some spots, but I'm not going to risk it. I guess we'll start with this big one, and we'll see what it looks like inside. I'm going to cut all of these, kind of like all the people do. They'll cut them all and then they'll reveal them at the end. Be a little easier. That way I can keep cutting, be done with the cutter, and then we can go through and see what they look like. Easy side first. Cutting too easy, so I don't pick a target. Way too easy. This one I'd like to cut the long way. So we cut this big one. The lighting is terrible in here. Oh yeah. I wish I had this in sunlight so you could see. Let's put the zoom on. Alright, she's all the way zoomed in. And you can see definite lineage in there. A little bit better, but not much. With the outer like that. Back is killing me. I really wish I had a better camera, but it is what it is. This is what I got to work with. Trying to get you a better light source here. And this was the back side, which had a little bit of lineage poking out and a little bit of color in there. I still got you zoomed in. I don't want to zoom out because nope, this just ended up being a quartz. So that was this white one that had the pits in it. It looked like it had lines, but it's definitely not. It's just a quartz. That's disappointing, but that's alright. That's part of rock hunting. Looking for things and seeing if you can find things inside them. Well, it's interesting inside, that's for sure. See that? May be just some sort of agatization inside there. I'm not 100% sure on. But it's got some, it looks like plume, but it cut real quick, real easy. But when you got to this end, where there's this right here, I think some minerals just got in there and kind of agatized it somehow. Because it does look like there's some sort of agatization in there. Let's check the other side. Almost like it was a geode. It wanted to be a geode. We do have some up here. They're not very prevalent up here, but we do have some geodes up here. But that's almost what this looks like. It was starting to be, or it's just a bad geode, I'm guessing. But still kind of neat. Let's see what we got here. Let's get this light a little bit better. There's a cavity there. That's kind of neat. And it does kind of look like there's some sort of agatization going on there, but I'm not 100%, not 100% sure. That's one side. Let's take a look at this other side here. Yeah, there's some agate in there. That's definitely to me still pretty neat. I mean, you can see the lines. So it's definitely agate. It's just not a great one. Kind of neat. Alright, last one. Let's see what this one turned out to be. This one I don't have hopes for either, but let's take a look at it. That's pretty. Oh, look at the red in there. Look at that. I wish I could get you zoomed in a little closer than that. Yeah, that's definitely agate. That's pretty neat. That's definitely neat. That's pretty cool. See the other side. Hear that water dripping. I'm trying to get you in a little better lighting here so you can see. That's pretty neat. It's beautiful. Nothing else is very beautiful. I'm sure it'll polish nicely. As you've seen, this is my biggest agate so far. I cut that in half, and I didn't really want to cut that in half, but you can see there's some beautiful lines in there. Throughout there's some lines, but not, exorbitant. Still pretty. Still very pretty. So I think that'll polish up nicely. Make a nice bookend or something. It's going up in my rock collection, so that'll be cool. Again, I don't know if that's a plume or not, but it definitely has some agate lines in the bottom around these little cavities. So that's pretty cool. The quartz one was not. It was just quartz. Kind of assumed that, but I figured what the hell, check the inside out and see. Get these other two over here. This one had some pretty lines in it. It wasn't too bad. Both sides had some pretty lines in it. They're darker. I have several agates upstairs, and I've not seen darker lines like that. I think one that has a darker line, and then this one, you can see right here, it's a clear cavity. I thought it was a cavity when I was looking through the camera, but it is clear. It is actually clear. There's quartz in there, and it's real crystal clear quartz surrounded by agate lines. So that's pretty cool. And then this is the other side of that cavity on this side. So, and you can see there's limonite staining on here. And agate throughout here. That's why I wanted to cut it to see if there was better agate inside. I just want to address something. I haven't been on for a couple of months. I've had a lot going on. Hunting season was coming up. I just got done hunting. Didn't get nothing. Now, with the snow on the ground, there's no more rock hunting season, so that's done. If I didn't get back to you on any of your questions or any of your comments, I apologize for that. seriously, my phone has not been giving me notifications. It's YouTube's end, it's not mine. And I didn't go back and check my videos to see if anyone commented, or when I do go back and check and see if someone commented, I'll get, all right, there's 2 comments in there. I probably replied to someone, so I didn't see that. So I do apologize if I didn't get back to you. Don't think I'm ignoring you. It's just a matter of, it's on YouTube's end. I'm not taking the blame for that. Simply because, yeah, I should be looking at my videos and seeing who's commenting what, blah, blah, blah. But it should pop up as a notification to say, hey, so-and-so commented on your thing. But it was not giving me notifications. So hopefully that clears up whatever issue that was. But that's pretty much it. I think the rest of winter, you're probably going to either see me be cutting rocks or polishing rocks, because I live in northern Wisconsin. We get 6 months of snow. Half our year is just snow. So I won't be able to go out rock hunting till April or May. So it's going to be a long, boring winter, and I hope where you live you're able to find rocks, but not up here. Not right now. So I'll see you next time I'm looking for rocks, or next time I'm polishing rocks.